Welcome to BROADish. So excited to have two special guests with us. In addition to our co-host, Hollie Harper, we have with us Veronica Antipolo and Lois Thompson.
Hi.
And we're going to get right into the topics because we just like to do that. That's what we like to do. We like to dish it out right away. We don't want to wait. So our first topic is dating during COVID. And I unfortunately can add nothing to this topic because I did want to do some research, for the good of the show, but I just don't think my husband would have gone for it.
Just some hands-on, boots on the ground research, right? For dating. You needed boots on the ground, right?
And we really wanted Veronica and Jocelyn to go at it, but Jocelyn's not with us today. So I don't know. I don't think anyone else is dating other than you, Veronica.
No way.
You're the
I'm the
one.
only lonely person left on the planet. I believe it. Listen, first of all, here's the funny thing about COVID is how old am I? I turned 47 last summer. And so I thought, I think I'm ready now to settle down again after being single for a couple of years. And then it was the pandemic. So I've been on Tinder, I've been on Bumble, I don't even know what they're all called. I set up one date and the man, I looked him up, I Googled him, he's a professor, and he very specifically wanted me to meet him at a track to walk around precisely 20 times around the track. And
I to test their fitness.
I thought, I was like, what
why
is this?
Why are you a part of him getting his steps in? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know.
What's that got to do with you?
I don't know. I just I wanted to skip the steps and just get in, but he wanted to do this whole conditioning test. Yeah.
He don't want no old lady.
I did.
Did you pass?
I didn't end up meeting him because I didn't want to walk 20 times around a track.
I can't really blame you. That's a weird date. Like, I thought I was weird when I was in college and I used to make dudes meet me at breakfast. You know what I mean? Because I used to be like, I'm going to see how bad they want, you know what I mean? Like, you meet me at 7 a.m., but like, you're like a steps. I never had somebody be like, meet me on my treadmill. Like, ew, what are you talking about?
No, I know. And I went through so much trouble. I Googled him. I went to the university website to make sure that he was what he said he was. I went on his blog because he said he was a writer. It was a lot he owes me for that research.
What if you just invoiced him?
I should.
20
wasted.
You owe me 20 steps.
Yeah.
They call it Covabitating because I think people are really just getting together because they're lonely and they actually are just dating because they don't want to be all alone.
That's precisely, you've described my life for the last year.
Because a friend of mine was on a dating app and she said to me that she's not on anymore. She said, because all the men on it are just really horny and all they want to do is have sex. And I said, oh my God, I'm going to sign up my husband.
What kills me about Tinder, I've been married for so long, I don't know Tinder from Friender. Like, I don't really know what it is. But this girlfriend of mine was telling me that she's been on so many Tinder dates, trifling ones, that she knows to sit where at the table to sit because dudes try to walk out without paying the bill. Like, they'll be to go to the bathroom and then try to walk out. And she's a good-looking woman. She's very good looking. I'm just like, oh my God, is there even hope out there for regular looking people? I'm like, what the hell?
How fine the woman is does not matter. Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce.
Thank you.
I think about that, I'm like, wow.
You know what?
A bloody chance. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been married for 17 years and I don't know. I feel very lonely, Veronica. So I don't know. It's like it can happen. You can be in the same house with people and just no, we're doing good, but it's and
you know what? Actually, besides all those dating apps, is so what's happened is guys I've met in the last 3 years have texted me from 2018. I literally had someone say, "I met you on the corner of so and so." In 2018, and this is what he said verbatim: "You must be my type if I have your number in my phone. Wow. Do you want to meet up?" Thanks.
Ah,
Thank you.
Wow.
I know. Way to make me feel special.
What? Like,
I think
no.
I think we're the opposite though of like COVID dating. I'm like just home. I want to go out on a date with my husband. I feel like we're just home.
Yeah.
Just home. I want to do something. We're just
Walk around a track.
Yeah.
I know. Well, because like going to Wegmans once a week, that's become me and my husband's date. Like that's our date.
See? How sexy is shopping? Yeah.
I know. We'll just be like in Wegmans together, like walking out of produce, like let's go get that. It's more, you know, you don't like asparagus, but I do. So, but this is like that's our date now. That's a married date.
Yeah.
That's the kids are like, "You want us to go?" No, we're good. You all don't need to get in the car. No,
I bought a projector, so like our dates are like movie night.
Oh, that's cool.
I bought a projector for the bedroom, hook it up over the bed, so like the whole opposite wall of the bedroom is a movie screen, and like we've just been watching movies.
Oh,
that's cool.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Oh, that's cool.
I call that stress night because we were with our family, to get us all to agree on one movie is like impossible. All the different ages and all the, you know, it's like we look at it, we can't decide, and everyone just ends up like slowly wandering away from the TV.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. It's so sad. The only thing in our family that all four of us will watch is This Is Us. Like that's it.
Did you watch it last night?
No, I did not. So don't say anything.
I just found it.
No,
it's very boring. No, it's not going to ruin anything.
Oh, Felicia, don't do it.
Okay.
No. Not ruining anything. Listen, let me tell you, Holly, I watched it for the first time last night. I've never watched this show because to me, I just watched the comments in Facebook and I'm like, well, why would I want to do that to myself? It's not like some kind of emotional assault. It's like, you know, why would you do it? Then we sit down there and do it, and it's, you know, it's about what it's about. And I'm sitting there like, now too many emotions. I have enough. I have enough emotions. I don't know.
I was crying so hard one time. This Is Us. My son was like, "Are you okay, Mama?" Like I was like crying,
sobbing,
crying. Yeah, I was crying hard. They get you.
Yeah.
They just, you know, and Randall, the actor, he just knows how to make you cry. It's his brother just crying. He's all good looking, just crying.
Nothing gets you like a good-looking man crying.
Yeah, right? He's all buff, crying.
We're gonna have to do an episode now on This Is Us. Okay, we're gonna move on to our next topic, which is sort of the same theme, a little bit the reverse of dating, which we're going to talk about covabitating. We're calling it cohabitating during COVID with your family. Veronica, do you have anyone that so you could take a break because you talked a lot on dating.
Just
it's you and your kid. So it's you and your kids. Normal. It's normal.
I brought my mom with me. I thought it would make her happy. Yeah. I don't know why. I've been trying my entire life. So yeah, that didn't work. So I said, she was like pacing around the apartment. She was just like pacing and pacing and pacing. And finally, someone told me just to put a mop in her hand.
Oh, right. She wants to do something.
She's just useful.
Bored. Yeah, she's bored. She has nothing to do, and she just likes to be in her own environment. So it was really a disaster. But I did have my whole family together, which is interesting because we all came together, which was sort of a gift because they were all supposed to be going separate ways, and now they did. So my 3 kids have moved out. My dog died, and my housekeeper's leaving me, which that one really hurt.
That hurt the most, right?
That hurt the most.
I have my in-laws now live with us. We moved. They got sick, so we moved to Jersey and have them with us here.
You did?
Yeah.
I didn't know you moved, Lois.
That's it. Had to. Did not have the space. I mean, was trying to fit them into the cooler, but that didn't work. So
they don't like me like that.
So it's them, the baby, the wife, the home health care aide, and I shouldn't say I call her nanny. My auntie, who is Wynn's aunt, who's helping take care of Sonny. So we have a full house.
How old's the baby?
3.
Wow, how's that?
3 years old 2 weeks ago.
I don't think I could survive with a little toddler around the house.
Oh,
She's so much fun. Anyone that like repeatedly recites the Greek alphabet, oh, it's so thrilling.
It's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people. I know. It's like people must think that, I'm running some kind of shelter here, because when I come home, it's like the back of the car is like the Costco runs for like massive things,
So it's like 6 of y'all. So it's 6 of y'all.
Yeah.
Man, I remember growing up, even like, mom and dad, and then there was 6 kids and my family. And sometimes I look back on that, and I remember I asked my dad recently, I was like, what was it like raising 6 kids? And he said the 80s were a blur.
Lois, you should write down. That sounds like a prime for a sitcom, what you're going through right now.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. It sounds like it would be.
or is it a tragedy?
When you see me on the first 48, just don't be like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like, just believe it.
Where do you go for privacy? Like, what if you want alone time in the car? Like, what do you do?
Well, we have an attic, which is where I am right now. So I'm in the attic. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I'm in the attic.
I've heard this story before.
Yeah, right. Hello. Send me some flowers.
Hiding in the attic. Someone's in the attic.
It's really fine. I mean, I think the thing that makes it fun is that my wife and I decided that, in order for us to tolerate each other, we'd have to just act like we're just different people. And so I changed my voice, when I come into bed. And, it's like, I like to be British when I go to bed. Oh, Lord, bring the titties, won't you? Yes. Make sure they're clean and ready. Thank you.
That's crazy. That's pretty funny, though.
I'm the Duke from Bridgerton.
I was just going to say.
Oh, I love the Duke from Bridgerton.
Oh, yes.
I know. I'm gay and he's hot. How about that? Like, I look at him and go, I do that. I take that as a pass. There's always that pass person,
It's the brocade vests, I think.
Yes. And that super erect posture. Like his posture was like,
he's
very...
shoulders back, chest out. It's like, yes, man. That episode where him and his wife hooked up, I was like,
yeah.
I was like, I missed it. I had to rewind that. Just give me a second.
It lost me on the honeymoon. I'm like, this is fiction.
Wow. Yes, it is.
Was that more than 10 pumps? Nonsense.
Yeah.
You're not allowed more than 10 pumps.
So you have go from pumps to okay. So you have 3 generations in your house, right?
Yes.
So it's interesting because I know I had 3 generations, and I had my mom, and she kept giving me all this great advice, and she kept telling me to calm down and don't stress, and it's okay. And I kept looking at her like, where was she when I was growing up?
Right. Where was this wonderful calm person?
Do you find, is it your mother that's in the house with you?
No, it's my wife's mom.
So it's I find that it's like, who are you? I'm like, where were you when I was a child? Because it's just none of the neuroticism, none of the stress, none of the nothing. Leave them alone. It's okay. They're kids. Let them be.
You're like, what? I know, my dad is the sweetest Pop-Pops. He's Pop-Pops. He's like a rock star in our family. And all the kids are like, Pop-Pops is awesome. I'm like, yeah, Pop-Pops is awesome, but that man could have been harsh sometimes when we were kids.
Yeah.
He's out there doing real yard work. There are people you hire to do that, and I'm like, wait a minute, you can hire somebody to chop wood for you. You can hire someone to cut down branches. You can hire someone to drain and sweep the pool. You can hire someone to build a fence. I didn't know that.
Okay, when you're using me for free labor, send them an invoice. That's someone who should get an invoice.
There you go.
Can you imagine your parents getting an invoice? They'd be like, I'm using this for toilet paper in about 35 minutes.
I can't wait to be a grandmother. I want to be able to take a child and feed them as much sugar and give them back to my children and say, there you go. That's for what you did to me when I was raising you.
Oh my God.
They say when you hate people, you give their kids gifts that are noisy, like drum sets and, battery powered siren cars and all kinds of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody gave Rozzy a recorder one time when he was 4, and I hid it. And then he found it, and he was like, you know, a recorder just sounds awful, like, you know? I'll never forget, he was like, Mama, listen, this will soothe you. This will soothe you. And he played it. It was the worst thing. But I found myself, I was like, but that was just beautiful and special. That was just wonderful. And then I realized, oh my God, I'm like a half grandma, half mother. I'm like somewhere in the middle. This is what happens when you have your kids after 35. You turn into a granny mom. You're like granny mom.
Yeah, that's me. I had my daughter at 40 and I'm so tired.
Wow.
So tired.
Yeah. It's too, like they say, when you're in the aisle at CVS and you're buying Pampers for your kid and for yourself, you waited too long.
You might have waited a little bit too long.
I knew someone that went into the Duane Reade and asked where the diapers were, and he ended up in the incontinence aisle, and he did want diapers for his child. Anyway, on that note, we're going to move on to our next topic. Okay, let's see if anyone in our audience can answer this question. What's black on the outside and white on the inside? Holly.
The Hollywood Foreign Press. The people that nominate the Golden Globes. That's who it is.
You know, I'm gonna admit that I'm like a total moron on national, whatever this is, national Facebook.
National Facebook. That's right, girl.
So there was an article in the New York Times about the Hollywood Foreign Press, and they are the Hollywood Foreign Press. They're like foreign press, and then that makes sense. The Golden Globes, because it's the globes and the. I just literally this morning realized that.
I'm sitting here looking at the Golden Globe nominations, and I'm like, okay, I see some black faces. I see some people nominated, but I'm like, there's glaring things that are like overlooked. Like I'm like, Michaela Cole, I May Destroy You was not nominated.
Ridiculous.
You know what I mean? And last year, like Watchmen was not nominated. Last year, Insecure, not nominated. The Five Bloods, not nominated. Bridgerton was seen by 82 million people on Netflix. That's Super Bowl numbers on Netflix.
Yeah.
No other show even comes close to Bridgerton. And Shonda Rhimes, it was damn good.
It was the 8 Pumps that did it.
That was the 8 Pumps.
Yeah.
When you look at it and it was like, oh, the Hollywood Foreign Press has no black members. I was like,
that'll do it.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, now it all makes sense. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Honestly, I always feel like the rite of passage for any black male actor in Hollywood is either putting on a dress or playing a homosexual. Like those are your choices, or playing a criminal, like somebody really terrible. You know, then it's like, okay. But if you're a human being of like any standing and you're just out there in the world exhibiting your human emotions, boy, they don't like that.
But it comes to like this whole thing, like a man in a dress, like white comedians have done that. White and black comedians, they've done that since the beginning of time.
Right, but it's not the passage. It's not the thing that gets you from one to another. Will Smith did not get through until he did, that one that was the play. You guys know
6 degrees of separation.
Oh, right.
After 6 degrees, boom, everything opened up for him.
The thing that gets me so angry about this Hollywood Foreign Press and the Golden Globes is that we all know that, okay, words, like you can say, they don't mean anything, but they do mean something in terms of having cachet to negotiate for higher pay, to get other projects on. And if you were not given those accolades and you were not given that attention, then your projects don't have the same weight and don't move as fast as your white counterparts. That's the racism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so when you negate whole farms of black people, farmers, directors, producers, crops, the actors, the story, when you negate that from the equation, you are defunding and divesting from their projects. Meanwhile, projects like Black Panther and Shonda Rhimes support whole networks and studios and whole seasons and slates for other projects. So it's like, not only are we going to use you for money and to attention, but then we're going to turn around and we're not going to recognize your excellence. And that's how the cycle continues.
You call it the WB syndrome. Remember that? WB was like a nothing, just start out station. They had
that's right.
shows and
TV network,
got all this viewership got him in, and then CW, and then
CW.
And then as soon as like they got cachet and really got the advertising dollars, one by one they started sloughing off all the black shows. And now
all of a sudden the black shows went
never
away.
imagined it had any black shows on it. It's crazy.
Well, it was interesting. The article that I did read this morning was talking about how they're being investigated for being very corrupt, because a lot of people are just like sending them gifts and sending them money. And it's like they were saying that Emily in Paris won a lot of awards because they flew everyone to Paris.
Oh,
and
okay.
There was a big one, and maybe someone will remember this, but Pia Zadora won one year.
Pia Zadora.
Yeah,
wow.
Pia Zadora.
Her husband flew a whole bunch of people to Las Vegas and like wined and dined them, and it was a lot of like how they raised like so much money and like where's the money going. And what I found very interesting, because I knew we were discussing this topic, so I was excited to read the article. There was like one sentence about there not being any black members.
Yeah. And to me,
Just
I'm like,
add that
in this
in there.
day and age, for you to not have any black people, that's a choice. That is a choice.
What's the makeup of the foreign press? Like, what is it? Is it all white? Like, do they have any diversity in it? That's what I really want to know. Does anyone have like a good tan at least? Like, is
anybody at least multiracial? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Does anybody
something.
have like a Peruvian mother? Somebody, something.
A spray tan at this point. Come on.
No, they all qualified as a people of color because they have colored maids.
Oh, well.
That's like when people say, I can't be racist. I have racist children. I have black children. I'm like, so did Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah.
So funny you say that.
Exactly. I have black children. Oh, you mean you have your own slaves?
Stop it. So did Strom Thurmond. Took him 90 years to claim her, but so did Strom Thurmond.
Okay, how about that?
Like, we really should be so past this. And for me, I'm just kind of like, there were things like Michaela Cole's I May Destroy You was not just a great show. It was... It was groundbreaking, and just to completely ignore it, like completely ignoring Watchmen. That, like, to me, that's like if you just completely ignored, like if you just completely ignored Forrest Gump in 1994, you just completely ignored it, like it didn't exist. No explanation. We're just ignoring it.
One of the good things about Watchmen coming out was that it's now become, I think, part of the curriculum in it's either Oklahoma or Tennessee. They're making it part of the curriculum to teach about the riots. That is huge, I think.
That's huge. Yeah, between 1917 and 1921, there were dozens of, they want to call them riots, which kind of, and I know because they've been framed as riots, but a riot kind of implies like on two sides. They were basically attacks on black people. There were massacres. Like there were like about over a dozen of these attacks 100 years ago. So, and then they were just complete. I never learned about these in history. Never, never, not once, not even in my grade school. That's a wonderful thing to come out of it, at least some education.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on to our last. Let's move on to our last and final topic, beauty craze E. So, has there been anything that you guys have done beauty-wise that was like absolutely insane or crazy? And what is happening in this world where like 20-year-olds are getting Botox and plastic surgery?
I haven't done anything crazy except nothing real tangible. I spent about 3 hours researching PDO threads. I spent about 3 hours. Do you see I'm online, right? You see me, right? You see me, right? Hey. You see me, right? Come on now. Somebody about to get that ass torn up. No, those PDO. I was like, oh, that's a real ass mom. I was about to throw my makeup bag, but I have new shit in there, so I can't. Those eyeshadows are expensive. Fancy, y'all. But those threads,
crazy, not beauty crazy.
I know, stop it. But PDO threads, I can't be alone. they're like the threads are underneath your skin. They just kind of lift. It's like a mini facelift, sort of.
Wait,
what?
what?
I want those. What did you find out?
Okay, I found out that good ones cost between $6,000 and $10,000. The results last for about 18 months.
18 months? That's it for all that money?
That's it. You can get them in Brazil for about $1,800. It's an in-office procedure. Like you can walk out, although I don't trust that. Like in office, maybe on a gurney, leaving. So I don't know, but I went because I told you I had a bad braider. I had 20 years of braids, and I caught a bad braider in the end. But this woman just snatched my edges. So I was in the dermatologist. Girl, you know what I'm saying. I got like I got the black lady hairline going. So like I was getting like injections, and Lois is done laughing at my black ass. But like I was getting injections to like bring back my edges.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
Is that why Lois is wearing a hat?
Huh?
I'm wearing how to cover up my gray hairs, man.
Stop it. Come on. You all seen sisters who had like edges, like no edges.
Yes.
From like weaves. We all saw Naomi Campbell on that boat.
Okay.
We all, come on now.
Hey, you know.
I love me some Naomi Campbell, but I saw her edges on that boat and I was like, oh. But I got a bad braider, so I've been getting shots and they hurt like a bitch.
Oh.
To bring the hair back?
I'm sorry?
To bring the hair back along
to bring the hair back. Steroid shots.
Nice.
Along my hairline to bring it back. Meanwhile, my cousin was like, girl, just get some Monistat. That's what we do. Monistat will bring your edges back. I'm like, the coochie cream?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, the coochie cream will bring your edges back. Apparently, if you go online, you Google Monistat edges, all kinds of stuff comes up. I'm not lying. Look it up.
I'm Googling it right now.
Girl.
Edging is something else, I think.
Felicia, you nasty ass. That's not what I'm talking about. Nasty ass,
scary.
Felicia. If I had some real chunk of money, I would get the mommy makeover. I would get the booby lift, the lipo, and the tummy tuck in a heartbeat. Like I would do that in a heartbeat.
I went for my back surgery. I said, can you just like flip me over when you're done and do my face? I'm like, I was like going under. Like, we get like everything done. I remember when I was in high school once, I put curlers in my hair. I was going out on a date and I wanted they wanted my hair to be really curly. So while the hot curlers were in, I sprayed my hair with hairspray. Could not get the curlers out. It was would not come out of my
wow.
You're the original Gorilla Glue girl.
Wow.
But you don't walk around that for a month and then get on Instagram. You
that's
on the
true.
gram, no.
Yeah.
Oh my
With
God.
Instagram back then, I would have gone viral.
Yeah. No.
Oh my God. That's like the time, and I used to wait tables in the early aughts. I went and got a bikini wax before I waited tables before I went to work. And I rushed up out of there, threw them panties on, got on the train, got down to Westport. I used to work in the Blue Note, and then got right to work. Like halfway through the evening, I was like, I have to pee so bad, I have to pee. I went in the bathroom, and she didn't get it all the wax. My panties were stuck to my ass.
Nice.
Oh.
And I was like, So I pulled my skirt up and I bust into the manager's office, got a pair of scissors, and I cut the panties off me. And did the rip.
Oh my Lord.
Wow.
And
wow. You've been
peed.
through a lot.
I remember thinking to myself, like, that bitch left enough wax to just because it was wax that had cooled. Like it had cooled
so
over
and hardened.
And cooled.
Whoa.
So I had like an unofficial Brazilian after that. But you didn't get like a wax before you had your baby? Did anybody? Was it just me? Just me?
Well, I'm forever 15 there, so there's nothing to do.
Wow. Now that's the picture you need to put on Tinder.
Look at that. You've got like the pedophile's coochie. Like you've got
I know. It's
You got the Epstein coochie. Right? Epstein.
Primed for Epstein. Yeah.
No, man. I'm a grown woman. Like my coochie, that's like kryptonite pedophiles. They're like, no.
See, that's the great thing about being married. It's like, you don't really have to look after those things. It's like, yeah, you know where the house is. Let's walk through.
You can't find your way home by now.
Jungle.
Exactly.
I don't know what to tell you.
Let me play some bongos while you're going in there.
Wow, this is kind of real.
So we can sage it all out. Be like, dude.
Well, I did something recently that was pretty crazy. I didn't think was crazy, but I did similar to what you were talking about for like the jawlines has been really bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember what you called it, but it's basically like they kind of electrocute your whole chin area. Yeah. And so she said that, and they always say this, oh, you come in, you walk out, it's easy, no problem. I walked in, she said, would you want to take 2 Advil? And I'm like, why? So this is how unprepared I was. I knew it was she told me it was going to take like 3 hours or something. So I came with a newspaper, I came with my computer, I came with work. I thought I was getting a pedicure. She lies me down and starts doing this. It was so painful. And she's like, sure you don't want I can't remember the name of it, but I'm like, no, whatever. She's like, the second round's not as difficult. And she starts the second round and it was killing me. I was in pain. So I said, what is that other stuff? She's like, oh, it's laughing gas.
Oh.
I was like, yeah.
Girl.
So it's laughing gas.
Well, if she said, oh, it's crack, you've been like, here we go.
I was thinking anyway. So and it's like you just self-inhale it. And, it's like, you still feel the pain, but you're laughing over it, which explains, I like that feeling because that's why I'm a comedian.
So now it's like a David Lynch movie. Yeah,
now it's like my life. Now it's like my life. I feel the pain, but I'm laughing over it. And I was thinking these thoughts during it and having all these really great jokes and like laughing out loud and trying to like write them down.
Laughing gas is dangerous.
Is it? What's so dangerous?
No, you can be
about
just
it?
talking shit, like telling your secrets on laughing gas. You gotta be careful.
Okay, I thought you
gotta
meant
be
like
careful.
I thought you meant like monostat, like on your edges.
Wait, that's dangerous? I didn't know that was.
I mean, you put that up your coochie. I still can't get over that.
I was just thinking, like, who discovered that? Like, who was up in something to their hairline? It had to be a lesbian. It had to be a lesbian with a girlfriend with a UTI or something.
Or maybe they were noticing that the monostat was helping their, the teeny wax area.
Oh my God. Maybe.
Maybe
it started growing in faster and they were like, you know what? This might bring the edges back.
Yeah.
Watch monostat fly off the shelves and not be available.
Gorilla Glue's aftershave.
Yeah. Oh
my God.
Yeah.
I'm going back just for like a regular skin check to the doctor, and I'm going to ask for the laughing gas because I got a lot of really good jokes out of it.
Oh my God. I was on laughing gas for a tooth extraction like 5 years ago, and they didn't put it in these words, but they were like, you were talking a lot of shit.
Oh,
like,
wow.
They just said, you don't remember what you said? And I was like, no, did I call you something? Did I? And they're like, you said a lot. But they never told me what I said. But I was
that's when you know. That's when you know.
They found out this dental insurance is not actually mine.
Now we know
really Hollie.
Now we know how to get it out of Hollie. So
hey,
laughing gas. You know what I did put on my face 3 weeks ago? I got one of those sheet masks, and it was snail extract.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I will say though that honestly, my skin was so soft and moisturized on my face after that.
A friend of mine told me she got a vampire facial. Maybe Felicia, you know what that is? A vampire facial?
Yeah, I heard about it's like blood.
Okay. Yes. They said they got her blood somehow. She didn't go into it because she's a new friend. They got her blood. And then it did that, it's like a thing that goes over your face, like a pin prickly, and it pricked holes in her skin, so they were bleeding, and then did a facial with her blood on her exposed prickly face. She said her face was amazing though. But I have to admit, this woman was 50. She's white, and she's 50, and she looked 30.
Yeah,
that's very different.
So, and I was like,
white people.
And I was like, look, for you to be a white woman and you looking like you could be Emma Stone, because Emma Stone's about 30 now. You know what I mean? Like, she went from Kate Blanchett to Emma Stone. Kate Blanchett's a good-looking woman, but I'm just saying she ain't 30. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I'll let you know. I'm gonna try it now because I want to look 30 again.
Felicia's gonna be gone for a month. I'll be like, what happened to Felicia?
Alex, I'll take no for 1,000, please.
Okay, guys. Well, that was a fun episode. I think we got to wrap it up. Let's give it up for our guests, Veronica, Antipolo. Do you want to tell everyone where they can find you?
You can go to Instagram, sassy_la_v. Sassy Livy. There you go.
And Lois Thompson.
Hello, you can find me at Lois is Funny on IG and at Lois Thompson on Facebook. And I also have Blacklight Comedy Show once a month.
That's right. Her show is amazing.
Great. I'm going to check it out. I'm Felicia Madison, and
I am Hollie Harper. You can find me on Instagram, Hollie Harper 5. I'm just talking shit on Facebook. I'm just Hollie Harper. And I have a blog on Medium, Hollie Harper Inc., if you want to find me.
Oh, cool. I'm going to check it out. Okay, great, guys. Thank you. And this was BROADish.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.